talking with Tress Way now. And hey, look, Tress, a Pro Bowler as well. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, that was what was so cool about that. One, Alex Smith, whenever I made the Pro Bowl, he was just so complimentary and he was so excited for me. And he goes, "Hey, I want us to pick like a lunch or something like that when we were all allowed to eat in the same place, back in the day." And so we were sitting there after I made the Pro Bowl, and he was like, "Hey, I want to kind of give you the heads up on things to do because they really make it great for the family." And man, he just gave me all these awesome tips and like how the week was going to go, the different things you could do. But that was something, my wife's side of the family, my side of the family, all of my siblings, all of her siblings, spouses, kids, everybody. It was the first time, Julie, that the entire family from both sides, other than our wedding, that we were all in the same spot. And the fact that it got to be for the Pro Bowl, it was so cool. We had the cheesy Disney shirts. My wife got into making T-shirts. She made all these Pro Bowl T-shirts. We had the best time. So thank you for asking. It was a great time.
Well, it was an honor and recognition that was very well deserved for you, and maybe even a little bit late. Look, we could easily send you back there next year, but if we do talk about being the MVP of the offense, that would go to you for the past few years. Is that an honor though that you want?
I think honestly that the fans explain it the best. Every time I see them, and I just love catching up or talking with people, they'll say, "Tress, man, we love you, but we just don't want to see you on the field that often." I'm like, "Guys, I get it. Like, I'm more than willing to just hold the entire game, but you understand it's my obligation. Like, I have to punt. I'll make you a deal. I'll try and put the other team as far back as possible. That's just the best I can do." And so, yeah, I definitely hope that there's not a lot of punts and more holding for PATs and field goals for Hop, putting points on the board. But yeah, that is anytime. In the defense, Jonathan Allen and Payne and Kerrigan and Cole Holcomb, all the guys that get so excited whenever I do pin a team inside the 20, the 10, things like that. That's cool. Like, it's just, getting excited for a punt, something like that. I'm always very thankful for that.
I love that you mentioned the guys on offense, on defense kind of weren't bringing you in, because on special teams, a lot of times you just kind of hear that, you're a little bit off on the side with the punters and the kickers. But look, if anybody watches this team for even just a practice, they know that they really embrace you guys as just really kind of one team. And when you do what you do for them, it's great. You mentioned trying to pin the defenses back. You're top of the leagues at getting inside the 20 and really giving them good field advantage. But when you go to set your own personal goals for yourself this season, I mean, how hard is it to kind of keep that going, and where do you want to take it?
Yeah, man, what a great question. See, I talk with my buddies back home. I'll talk with the family. Nobody asks the hard questions like that. What a great
it's my
question.
job. Come on, that's what I was hired for here, Tress.
I mean, well done. So I think the biggest thing was last year I had set out to, I know this sounds so elementary, but to just play good. So when you're a specialist, particularly kicking and punting, you get really wrapped up in the numbers really easily. Well, I've had a couple of years here playing in Washington where you don't have the opportunity to hit the long ball or try and totally flip the field. It's, shorter punts and surgical punts and things like that, and you can't really control anything about that. And so last year, from start to finish, was the first time that I ever sat down, made it an effort every single game, every single play. It was, just try and do something good here. Like, and every situation's different. And so now, coming particularly off a Pro Bowl year, Coach Nate Katzer has just been awesome. Nothing has changed in the way that we're approaching the game of, trying to mess with the returners back there a little bit in our directional punting scheme and things like that. And so just kind of coming back to ground zero. And it really is. It's a different element. But the first time I walked back out there on the field with the guys, it was all back to square one. So it's just that approach of, I can only control what I can control, try and keep having some freaking fun, and then just try and help the defense out. So.
I'm not sure any unit has more fun than you guys do. But you mentioned Nate Katzer. He comes back. Him and Randy Jordan are the only ones that did. How important is it to have that continuity on special teams with him returning?
Yeah, at the end of 2018, Coach Ben Kotwika and I, before he went down to Atlanta, he and I had a great final meeting, and he was really encouraging me that I was starting to kind of really start chip away at where he saw me as a punter. And that mixed in with Coach Nate Katzer coming in for the first time and him pushing me, and the things that I want to be special between he and I that I can't even relay to you whenever it's behind closed doors, he and I talking, watching film, of just like pumping me up. The things that, I was like, oh, I wish I'd have done this here. He's like, no, come on. Like, you're that guy. Do it. Like, go make those plays, go make those calls and the things like that. Just to have a coach that demands so much of you, encourages you so much, but is incredibly realistic. Like, he's not this fantasy land guy. He is just a very positive, pushing coach that truly wants to see every single dude under his umbrella succeed. I mean, we have some of the best, like, I guess, celebrators or the dances and the sack, the sack celebrations. If you follow freaking Coach Nate Katzer for a game, I don't know if any of us bring that kind of passion to the table. That dude gets so jacked up, and so it is easy to play for a guy that gets that excited for you, and I'm so very thankful for that. So
you're telling us he has a celebration dance every time you get it in the 20, or anytime somebody on special teams does a play?
So he was an all conference O lineman back in college, and he's a big, like, run, jump, and chest bump, and you better freaking buckle up, man. He'll take you out if you're not ready. So yeah, he gets excited.
This whole COVID world has really thrown everybody upside down. And guys, like, you can't be in the same meeting rooms with each other. You have to go home, log onto Zoom. But how does that impact what you guys do with your room?
Yeah, so I think that really just the thing that just really pissed me off is I'm a hugger. So I came in day one and I saw all my buddies, and it was just like, and I'm bumping elbows and doing all this crap, but it's worth it if we get to have a season and play and compete and we all get to stay together. And in our room, it's been okay, like just getting used to the Zoom meetings and how that whole thing works, and watching film has really been okay. And so we still get to have great dialogue and things like that. And nothing, to me at least, nothing beats, personal communication. Like, it's great to see you and talk to you, but it's a little different, like doing it over a screen like this. And so it is what it is. And so I think you're seeing a lot of really good attitudes from the guys that they're trying to make the most of it. And hopefully it's just something that doesn't necessarily become normal, but we do get used to, if that makes sense. And so it's just how it goes.
I'm right there with you. I'm a hugger too. I can't wait until we can do that. And that we don't have these little alarms that go off when anybody's too close. That drives me absolutely insane. Because right now I feel like I'm miles away from you, but you're probably 30 feet down the hall.
I know, right?
We just can't have that access. It's very frustrating, but look, you're going to be here for a while. So hopefully COVID will be done because you signed a new 4-year deal. Congrats on that, man.
Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. I know. So awesome. Whenever I first got here to Washington in 2014, I got claimed off the waiver wire. So I was cut by Chicago and got picked up here. And I felt wanted for the first time in my pro career. And it's just a feeling that has not left. You guys have always been so awesome. The fans have been so awesome. And I'm so thankful. I mean, this has just got to be my career here for a little bit, as long as it may last. And my family and I are just so thankful, and we've had a blast. So it's definitely something I hope to keep going on.
I feel like we just had an Oprah moment. I was about to tear up and I have goosebumps right now. Because I know how sincere that is for you and how genuine that is. And again, I think anybody that watched you guys work, like, it's a pleasure to see how much fun you have at your game and going out there and doing your craft with Hopkins and Sunberg as well. You say, like, the hugs. I also know you're one of the most competitive guys on the team. And ping pong table was removed. Did you shed a tear when you heard that Coach was taking that out of the locker room?
So I think, and I haven't had this conversation with Coach yet, but I think I either need to do a handwritten letter or just a person-to-person conversation. I owe him a thank you because as a specialist, I punt and work out, play some ping pong, after practice with the guys. And when the table was removed, I was number one in the locker room. Some of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life decided at the end of last year that they were going to start playing some ping pong. I think Coach may have bailed me out. I think because he removed it, I get to walk out number one. And so I think I owe him a sincere thank you. So I've got one in my basement at my house. Once the whole COVID thing, or we're under 10 people, or some buddies want to come over, we can throw the mask on and they can try for my number one spot. But I think Coach did me a huge favor. I get immortalized as the number one ping pong player in Washington. So I don't mind it. Yeah.
We need to give you a trophy for that. But I have heard, even Kendall Fuller's like, I'm going to work on that. I've heard he's the best, and I'm going to go take him on and challenge him.
That's what I told him. I was like, yeah.
During COVID, there's kind of a lot of extra time on your hands. We know you like to create games. Did you create any of those during COVID? And have you?
Yeah. So the games started, and they were so much fun. Family, friends, teammates. started when there was no kids. So now 3 kids under 3, there's not a whole lot of time for some games in the off season. And so definitely something I'd love to keep up with just from time to time. And the guys still love it. And that's what's still a lot of fun. Like anytime you see the people you care about or the people you spend time with have that much fun with something that you created, that's what was really cool about it. So I'm not saying that it's totally off the table, but definitely and also last year, since we had already had the twins going into the offseason, I didn't spend any time, doing anything games-wise in the offseason and messed around and went to the Pro Bowl. So there may be a little correlation there. So that's if anything, that'll be my platform to argue on. So.
All right. Fair enough. Although soon I have a feeling maybe you can play hide and go seek on the kids, get a nap in there. Congratulations on having another little beautiful baby girl, right?
Yes, baby girl. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I know the twins are going to, help look after their little baby sister.
Yeah.
So glad to see you again, even if it is
through
Zoom. Appreciate your time. I know you had to be a little patient with us on this.
No worries.
We'll get you again soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you guys later.